Even though Shekinah Garner and Sarper Given have grown on fans and have started to look like the perfect match, I still think that this 90-day fiancé won't last long, all thanks to Shekinah's many red flags. Shekinah is an esthetician from Los Angeles who met actor, model, personal trainer, and former exotic dancer, Sarper, during a Turkey trip. Shekinah was impressed by Harper's makeup skills. While Sarper wasn't looking for a serious relationship, he decided he could change his playboy ways for the American beauty. However, as Sarper began imposing restrictive and controlling behaviors on Shekinah, he came across as selfish. Shekinah was made to shut up when Sarper talked. Shekinah seemed to like being bossed around, but she drew a line when it was time for Sarper to come to America. Since the reins of the relationship were in her hands now, Sarper has started to look like a saint compared to Shekinah, who is running the show and dismissing his needs while doing things that benefit her. When Shekinah first joined Sarper at his gym in Istanbul and saw him with a client named Ezgi, she was instantly bitten by the green-eyed monster. She watched Sarper train the woman for about 2 seconds and pulled him aside to remind him they'd talked about female clients. She immediately left the gym, miffed since she'd assumed it was going to be a male client. She told the cameras that she'd asked Sarper not to have any women as clients and not to kiss women on the cheek while greeting them, and he was doing both with Ezgi, adding to Shekinah's frustration. He can have his little time with his client. I'm not gonna sit and watch it. 30 minutes later, Shekinah sat in the gym dressing room, sucking on a lollipop. Sarper was angry with Sarper, wondering what he had done wrong. "You didn't catch me on a bed with another woman," he declared. Sarper snapped at Shekinah as he tried to convince her that kissing on the cheek was a tradition. "You shouldn't do it. You're dating an American girl now," she told her boyfriend, making an angry Sarper pull the lollipop out of her mouth and throw it on the floor. However, Shekinah couldn't understand why Sarper was being disrespectful when she was the one feeling uncomfortable. Shekinah didn't let Sarper have the last laugh. She punished him after finding out that 90% of his clients were women. She said it was shocking news to her. It made Shekinah feel uncomfortable given Sarper's past. She didn't understand when Sarper told her he needed to train women as it was his job and he needed to make money. It appears Turkey doesn't have a lot of women trainers, hence men had to take up lady clients. Shekinah set rules for Sarper that led to his financial situation becoming increasingly worse. "Before Shekinah, I was doing financially good as a personal trainer." Sarper revealed that since his clients were 90% women, his income had been cut by 90%. He had no savings left. It was all due to Shekinah's jealousy and her inability to put her trust in Sarper, with whom she wanted to spend the rest of her life. In an interview with Parade, Shekinah spoke about how they did not stick to traditional gender roles in their relationship. She revealed that early on in the relationship, she had decided that she would be the one going to meet Sarper all the time. It made her feel like she was stepping out of her feminine role and being more masculine. Shekinah wanted to look like a pursuer, and this is how she justified Sarper paying for her flights. She claimed that since Sarper was never coming to the U.S. to be with her, he had to take care of the bills for her flights. Shekinah also confessed that Sarper was doing more than just paying for Shekinah's flight tickets with the little money he had left in his bank. He was also covering everything for her when she went to Turkey. Shekinah admitted that she had never paid for anything when she was with Sarper. She was saving a lot of money when she went to Turkey because she never reached for her wallet. Shekinah knew that Sarper was dipping into his savings a lot, and she even felt bad about it. But at the same time, he's a grown man. He can figure it out, she added. A fight between Shekinah and Sarper turned physical during an episode of 90-Day Fiancé. The other way when he tried to snatch her phone away and ended up pulling out her hair extensions. Sarper admitted that he regretted what he did and accepted that he was mad at the time, but his emotions changed the next day. He knew he had made a mistake when he grabbed her phone. He mentioned he could have been more calm because his intention wasn't to hurt Shekinah. All Sarper wants from Shekinah is for her to be happy. Strangely enough, Shekinah forgave Sarper for his actions. Her decision to excuse his bad behavior was looked down upon, called out for setting bad example for her daughter because she took Sarper back despite him having done something inexcusable. Then again, Shekinah has revealed her angry side on camera several times. just like her partner. Shekinah was furious when she returned to Turkey and noticed that Sarper hadn't gotten rid of the bottles on his shelf, which reminded him of the 2,500 women he'd slept with. Sarper had failed to understand why Shekinah had come to his house with this mood, and she snapped at him by saying it was his apartment that had made her feel upset. Shekinah proceeded to pull out a binder containing 143 pages of a love letter an ex-boyfriend had written to her, as she weaponized it to give Sarper a taste of his own medicine. Viewers also watched Shekinah storming off the set of The Other Way tell all when she became upset about a woman named Dee Dee confronting her. "I've dealt with this past ever since we met, and I'm tired of it." Sarper had met the American woman online and was still in touch with her, which offended Shekinah. Dee Dee had a lot to say about Sarper and Shekinah's relationship, including her theory that Sarper was put off by Shekinah's possessiveness. However, Shekinah ultimately left the set in anger, saying she was sick of hearing about Sarper's past, from his bottle collection to his notebook to Dee Dee. She wanted Sarper to be the man she expected the 90-day Fiancé star to be. Shekinah was even angry about Sarper not coming sooner to console her backstage. In the world of reality television, few relationships have sparked as much debate and intrigue as that of Shekinah Garner and Sarper Given from the popular series 90 Day Fiancé. While fans have watched their romance unfold, many are left questioning the longevity of their relationship, especially in light of the numerous red flags that have emerged. Shekinah, an esthetician hailing from Los Angeles, crossed paths with Sarper, a multifaceted individual who has dabbled in acting, modeling, personal training, and even exotic dancing, during a trip to Turkey. Their initial connection was fueled by Shekinah's admiration for Sarper's makeup skills, but as their relationship progressed, it became evident that underlying issues were beginning to surface. Sarper, who initially appeared to be a charming suitor, soon began to exhibit controlling behaviors that raised eyebrows among viewers. His tendency to impose restrictions on Shekinah, such as dictating who she could interact with and how she should behave, painted a picture of a relationship that was far from equal. While Shekinah seemed to accept Sarper's domineering nature at first, the dynamics shifted when she took the reins of the relationship upon her arrival in America. Suddenly, Sarper appeared to be the more reasonable partner, while Shekinah's actions began to reflect a more self-serving agenda. One particularly telling incident occurred when Shekinah accompanied Sarper to his gym in Istanbul. Upon witnessing him train a female client named Esbi, Shekinah's jealousy flared. She had previously expressed her discomfort with Sarper working with women, and seeing him interact with Esbi was the last straw. Her reaction was swift and dramatic. She pulled Sarper aside to remind him of their prior discussions about female clients. Leaving the gym in a huff, Sarper, frustrated by her reaction, attempted to explain that kissing clients on the cheek was a cultural norm in Turkey, but Shekinah was having none of it. Their argument escalated, with Sarper expressing his disbelief that Shekinah would react so strongly to a harmless gesture. As the tension between them grew, Shekinah's jealousy took a toll on Sarper's professional life. She imposed rules that severely limited his ability to train female clients, which in turn impacted his income. Sarper revealed that his earnings had plummeted by 90% due to Shekinah's restrictions, leaving him in a precarious financial situation. Despite his attempts to explain the necessity of working with women in a male-dominated industry, Shekinah's jealousy clouded her judgment, leading to further conflict. In a candid interview, Shekinah discussed the unconventional dynamics of their relationship, admitting that she often felt she was stepping outside traditional gender roles. She took pride in being the one to travel to Turkey to see Sarper, justifying his financial support for her flights as a necessary arrangement since he was unwilling to visit her in the U.S. However, this arrangement raised questions about the balance of power in their relationship, as Shekinah seemed to benefit from Sarper's financial sacrifices while simultaneously criticizing him for his choices. The situation escalated further when a physical altercation occurred during an episode of 90 Day Fiancé. The Other Way, Sarper, in a moment of frustration, attempted to take Shekinah's phone, resulting in her hair extensions being pulled out.